Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Brooke Hiddink, and I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur located in Dubai. Today, we're going to be discussing high-ticket e-com advertising. We're going to discuss with you exactly how I structure my campaigns. Going to be giving away thousands of dollars of value in this video and in all of the previous videos, so I greatly appreciate your support. If you could please hit subscribe below, like this video. And if you have any questions or comments on anything that I covered today, be sure to let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer any and all comments. Without further ado, we're going to dive into high-ticket e-com advertising. So just if you have not been following along, I've been releasing a completely free course on YouTube. So module 1 was business setup. Module 2 was niche research, picking a profitable niche in 2023. Lesson 3 was supplier research, finding the suppliers within that niche. Module 4 was building a demo store. Module 5 was closing suppliers. Module 6 was onboarding suppliers. And now that we have the suppliers onboarded onto our website, we're on module 7, which is high-ticket e-com advertising. So by this point, you should have set up your business, picked a niche, found the suppliers within your niche, built a demo store, closed suppliers, onboarded at least 5 suppliers, and now you are ready for ads. Without further ado, we're going to dive right into today's video. So I'm not going to go super in depth here. What I will do is I have a completely free high-ticket e-commerce course and community. So if you're interested in how to set all of this up, if you don't have a Google Ads account set up yet, you don't have your search console, any of that set up, I'll put the link to my free course and free community below. You can join that, and there's in-depth videos showing you exactly how to set all of this stuff up. But this video is going to be on the actual advertising strategy and how I actually structure my campaigns and set them up. This is like quite extensive, quite comprehensive. It's probably about an hour long, all the videos. So I'm not going to cover it today. But if you're interested in that, if you don't have your Google Ads account and all this stuff set up yet, click the link below, join my community, and there's extensive instructions in there on exactly how to do it. But what you want to get set up is in Google, you want to have your search console, which is essentially your organic search. So you can show up in organic search results. You want to have your merchant center, which is for Google shopping ads, which are very, very important. And then you're going to set up feed for Google Shopping by Process, which is essentially how you get your Shopify products to show up in your Google Merchant Center and you can advertise them on shopping. So you want to have your Search Console, which is how your website will appear in organic search results. You want to have Merchant Center for Google Shopping. You want to have Google Analytics for all of your data. And we want to have Google Ads account obviously set up. You want to have Bing set up. So actually 30% of the population over 50 years old uses Bing as their go-to search browser. So make sure you get this. Easy way to get some extra sales. Bing Webmaster Tools is the equivalent of Google Search Console. So it's Bing's organic search results. You want to get that set up. You want to get Bing Merchant Center set up, which you also can hook up through Process. So we'll hook up your Shopify to Process, and Process will then, it's a Shopify app that will then connect you from your Shopify store to your Google, your Bing Merchant Center accounts. And you also want to have a Bing advertising account set up. And you also want to have a Facebook advertising account set up to do remarketing. So you want to have all this stuff set up before you actually dive into structuring your campaign. So Google Search Console, Google Merchant Center, Google Analytics, Google Advertising, Bing Webmaster Tools, Bing Merchant Center, Bing Advertising, and Facebook Commerce / Facebook Ads account. So once you have all that set up, you will be good to actually structure your campaign. So I'm gonna actually do a live campaign structuring with you today. So just some concepts to know before we actually dive in. There's 3 types of keywords. There's phrase match keywords, there's exact match keywords, and there's broad match keywords. So I'm just gonna show you the difference between each of these. So a phrase match keyword is if I'm targeting this keyword, if I type in, so the phrase match means there's brackets around it. So let's say I type in green shoe. That means only searches with green shoe will show up. So for example, where the search phrase, where to buy green shoe, would show up because the phrase green shoe is in where to buy green shoe. So a phrase match term would show up for this. If we had exact match green shoe, you put it like this. So now if someone searches where to buy green shoe, it's not going to show up because it does not match it exactly. So phrase match, it will show up because the term green shoe is in there. Exact match, it will not show up. Oh, I put exact shoe, green shoe. It will not show up because green shoe is not, it's not the exact search term. In broad match, anything remotely like green shoe. So if the search term was, you just put it like this, like just the word, no parentheses or brackets around it. If the search was where to buy a blue shoe, if it was where to buy a green shoe, it would show up, or if it was where to buy a blue shoe, it would show up because it's somewhat related. So it's broad match. It's like anything similar to it. So that's the different types of keywords. So you can have a phrase match where you enter it with brackets around it. So as long as this phrase is in the search term, no matter how long it is, as long as the word is, so you could even just put shoe. So then any search with the word shoe shows up. It's whatever is in here. If this is in the search that the person's putting on Google or Bing, it's going to show up. If it's exact match, it has to match exactly or it won't show up. So this will not show up because it does not match exactly. But if the search was just this, then it would show up because it's exactly the same. Broad match is anything remotely like this. So you could just have where to buy blue shoes. Blue shoe. That would show up. I hate green shoes, or I hate yellow shoes. It's somewhat like this, so it would still show up. You don't have exact control over what shows up here. It's very broad, giving Google lots of control. Those are the types of keywords. We only use phrase match. So it's important to know them, but I only use phrase match keywords. And then what we want to do is you're going to have a funnel structure, high, medium, and low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a live campaign. So this is for an old store that I no longer use anymore, but I'm going to show you as if I was structuring the campaigns for a brand called Ecom, which sells mobility scooters. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a high Ecom campaign, we're going to have a medium Ecom campaign, and a low Ecom campaign. And what we want to do is as we progress our way up through the funnel, so we're going to have the same campaign for every product in Ecom. So we're going to have all the Ecom products in a high, all of them in medium, all of them in a low. And as we progress from the high to the medium to the low, we're going to increase the buying intent and therefore bid more. So since they sell mobility scooters, a term that we would want to show up in the high campaign would be something like mobility scooter without any branded elements to it. In the medium campaign, we might want to target a term like Ecom mobility scooter. In the low campaign, we would want to target Ecom mobility scooter model S4. A specific model. So we go from mobility scooter to Ecom mobility scooter to Ecom S4 mobility scooter. So buying intent and specificity particularly is increasing as we go down, and then we're increasing our bids. Highest at the bottom, middle in the medium campaign, and the lowest in the high campaign. So that's how the funnel structure works. So the first thing we want to do is find the different keywords for Ecom. So how we want to do that is you use a keyword tool, or you can use, I recommend using Ahrefs. So then what you want to go is go to the Keyword Explorer, and you want to just type in the brand name, so Ecom, and then it's going to show you all of the popular terms related to that brand. So you can see Ecom Affi Scooter S4. This is a particular model. This is just Ecom scooters. Looks like a particular model. This looks like a particular model. So then what we want to do with these key terms is we want to then we want to categorize them as high, medium, low. So you're gonna have our medium campaign targets and our low campaign targets. So when we look at this, Ecom scooters is going to be a medium. So we're gonna put it in phrase match like this. This is a specific model. So we're gonna put this in low. And like, as I said, we only use phrase match. Like this. Again, this is medium. There's no specific models in these ones. This is just the brand name. And like, you could literally just put this, because this is going to catch all those above, because any search with the word Ecom in it is going to be caught by this, as I mentioned before. And then the specific model numbers we want to put down here on the low, like this. So then once you find all of the branded terms, so usually in the medium, I would just put all your brand names in parentheses like this. In the low, you want to have brand name and then the model number. So then once we have this, we're ready to create our first campaign. So we're going to go new campaign. And then if you have everything set up as I kind of explained to you in the free course, what we can do is we're going to go shopping, continue with shopping, standard shopping, and then you want to put the campaign. So this is going to be Ecom high campaign. That's going to be the first one you make. I recommend turning this off. Budget, you can just put $10 per day. You want to make sure you put high here. Turn this off. You do not want search network on, and you want to target the United States. And then make sure, for me, I never sell to Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico just because shipping is not really possible. So you want to exclude those locations with your ads. Just like this. And then you want to go location options and make sure you tick this. Target people in or regularly in your locations, not people who've shown interested in your locations. You're not going to sell to someone who's interested. Like I could be interested in Hawaii, but I'm not, it doesn't mean I live there or want to order my product there. Then you're going to put the ad group name, Afikim, high. Bid, just put it very low, put it like 10 cents. Create campaign. Press create. And then what we want to do is go to all products. So all the products from your Shopify store will be here. You're going to go to brand. You're going to go to Afikim. And then you're going to click this. And then you're going to go everything else in all products. You're going to turn that off. Then in Afikim, you're going to go, this is all explained how to do this in the free course. So make sure you join that. You're going to go to custom label 1 and you're going to have the prices of your products. So you can bid higher on your higher priced products. It makes sense. So in your $8,000 products, let's just start it at 0.2, just for example's sake. Here you're going to be 0.15, and then in the lowest one, you're going to be 0.1, 10 cents, like that. So now our first campaign is set up. So now what we need to do at this point is go to campaigns. There's just some old ones in here because, as I mentioned, this is an old account. Copy. Actually, one thing we need to do first that I forgot is we need to go to devices. Okay, there we go. So where and when ad showed, that's where you gotta go. So then what you wanna do is go to mobile and tablets and go change bid adjustments, decrease by 70. For the campaign. So then the bid adjustment should go minus 70. So now what you can do is go back to where we were before in campaigns. Let's go to all campaigns. And then what we want to do is to copy and paste this twice. And I'm not actually going to go show you how to do this all in Bing because it's super easy. So if you want to know how to do this on Bing, go to the free course below. All you have to do is essentially you only have to set your campaigns up in Google. And then there's a button on Bing where you can click import and you can click import from Google and you can actually import all the campaigns you make in Google into your Bing account without doing anything in Bing. So the setup's the exact same, but I'm not going to go through it all from scratch just because you literally just need to click one button once you actually get logged into Bing. And if you want to know exactly how to do that, if you can't figure it out on your own, just join my free community below. There's plenty of videos in the advertising module that explains that. Okay, so our first one is done now. So it says number 2. So we're just going to do and just rename it medium. And then all we need to do is go into this, and then we need to go into settings. We need to change the priority from high to medium. And we need to go in the ad group, change this from high to medium. And then, as I said, we are now going to bid higher on these products. So what we need to do is change our bids because we're going to be targeting more buying intent terms. In the high campaign, we're going to be targeting terms like mobility scooter or mobility scooter for adults, whatever else, scooter for adults. In this one, we're going to be targeting African mobility scooter, so the buying intent's higher. So I recommend you increase the bids by like 400% just to start, to see, and you will scale these. And if you want to know how to scale them, join the free community. There's videos on that. I'm just kind of showing you how I actually set things up. So now you can see they're 4 times higher. There's $1 bids on the $8,000 plus products. There is 75-cent bids on the $5,000, $8,000 products. There is 50-cent bids on 3 to 5,000. Okay, so now we go to this one. Now we need to change this from high funnel to low funnel. So then we have 3 of the exact same campaign, except we need to go back into settings again and change this priority to low, just like that. Ad groups, Afikim, low. Then go in the ad group and change all this. We did it 400% for medium, so I recommend doing it about 800% now because these are going to be the highest buying intent terms. These are going to be specific models we're bidding on. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, so now these are the new bids in the low, which is the highest buying intent. So then what we want to go do now is go to shared library. We want to go shared budgets. We want to create a shared budget. So we're going to put Afikim shared budget April 23, whatever it is. Then you're going to take your active campaign, you're going to put them there. So this means that when one stops spending, they all stop spending. Oh, I hate this. Okay, you're just gonna have to click yes. I wonder if I do it and don't increase the bids. So you just press save there. So then when one stops spending, they all stop spending. One can't keep spending without the others, which is important because let's say the high one runs out of budget. Then all the terms from the high one will then start going to the medium one where you're bidding higher, but the terms are generic. So you'll waste a lot of money. So make sure you put them in a shared budget. Now, to actually target the key terms, what you're going to do is go to shared library, you're going to go to negative keyword list. You're going to make 3 negative keyword lists. You're going to have a universal negative keyword list, a medium negative keyword list, and a low negative keyword list. So in your low negative keyword list, you're going to put the terms that we got from here. So all the ones that are specific products. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add them to the low list, just like this, and make sure they're in parentheses like that. Save. And then it should say here, phrase match. So let's just type in, see, so this isn't done right. See, this is broad match. Save. So make sure this is phrase match for all of them, like that. And then you're gonna go to the medium list. You're gonna put just the brand name, African. And then lastly, you're going to have a universal negative keyword list. So these are ones that we never want to ever show up for. So China, wholesale, homemade, Canada, because I'm only selling to the US, parts, cheap, installation, where is, so like a question, like that's not someone who wants to buy, troubleshooting, DIY. So these are terms that we never ever want to show up for. So even if it's a branded term, so African, where is troubleshooting African scooter? That means the person already has the scooter, so they're not looking to buy it. So we never want to show up if someone's searching for troubleshooting, for example. Should you, battery replacement, like all these things are things we never ever want to show up for. So you're going to have your 3 keyword lists. You're going to have your low, your medium, and your universal. So your low is all going to be specific products, specific models. Your medium is going to be brand names. And then your universal is going to be terms we never want to show up for. So then what we want to do is go to the 3 campaigns we just made. So for your high, we want to go to keywords. We want to add negative keywords from a list. And we want to add them from all 3. So what this is saying is it's the highest priority. So that means when someone puts a term in, it's first going to go to the high campaign. It's going to go there. So imagine a waterfall. This is ring number 1 of the waterfall. So what we're saying to this is we're in our lowest bids are at ring 1. So we're bidding the lowest. So what we're saying is if any of these terms are bid or searched, we wanted to skip this campaign because we want to bid higher on these terms. We want to filter them into our medium campaign, the second ring of the waterfall, because we're bidding higher there. Remember, we upped our bids by 400%. So we want to add all of the negative keyword lists to the high campaign, just like this, the medium, the low, and the universal. Then we want to go to the medium campaign. And now we want to allow the medium terms to show up. So now we just need to add the low and the universal. So now the medium terms that were searched, so if someone searched African scooter, it's going to skip the high campaign and it's going to go to the medium campaign where we bid higher on it. And now lastly, for the low campaign, all we need to add is the universal list. So that means if someone searched African S4 scooter, it's going to skip the high because we put the low list on the high. It's going to skip the medium because we attached the low negative keyword list to the medium, and it's going to show up here because it's the only place where it's allowed to show up. And anything that has the universal negative keyword list, so it's like African S4 scooter troubleshooting, because we put a phrase match of the word troubleshooting or used or assembly or any of these terms we don't want to show up for, it will never show up. So that is the structure of how you do it for Google Shopping. And you want to do that for every brand. So once you have your shopping set up like this, that means the shopping's done. And then what you want to do is you're going to have a shared budget and you want to increase them very, very slowly. Be sure you're not wasting money, but you want to do this and make sure that you're maintaining a return on ad spend of 10 or higher. Okay, so we went over that. Setting up Google Shopping ads. So we went over the waterfall structure, creating price variables in some process. Make sure you do that so you can bid higher on your higher priced products. We did the live demo of exactly how to set this up. If you want more information on this, go to my free community below, free course. Okay. Next up is search text ads. What we want to do is go new campaign. Sales is always our target. Make sure you have your purchases conversion goal here. We're going to go search. Then we're going to go website visits, and you can put in your website here. So this example store that I no longer have is there. So they're going to name it Afikim search text. This do conversions for now. We'll go in and change this after. Turn these off. Again, we want to target the US. And remove the states that we're not targeting. People in, you can increase your bids on website visitors if you want. I'm not going to go over that here. So then for ad group number 1, we're going to put branded ad group. So this means we're not targeting specific products. We're just going to target any person who searches the word Afikim. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to put our ad copy. So we're going to put Afikim mobility scooters. On sale now, lowest price guaranteed. I'm not going to go fill these all out. Buy Afikim mobility scooter online today. Lowest price is online. Act now. Huge sale. Ends soon. You get the idea. You can put these if you want. I recommend you do this. I'm just not going to go through here. Yeah, so you want to add images to your ad like this. Save. You can add site links, which will make your ad bigger. Oh, not top rated for saunas. Lowest price guaranteed. Fast shipping. You can put callouts. And I recommend you put promotions. You can put a promotion right in the ad, so you get $100 off. $100 off the Afikim scooter. Calls, you put your customer service number there, and that should be good. Again, we're just targeting the term Afikim. So that means our landing page should be for Afikim scooters here. Daily budget, just put super small, like $5. Now publish. Now, for some reason, it doesn't let us do search text manual bidding when we're setting it up. But if we go back in now, we go to bidding, we want to go change bid strategy, select bid strategy, manual CPC. So this means we can just pick, turn off, enhance conversions. So we have our branded campaign, and then any specific product that has over like 50 searches a month, we want to make a product specific campaign. So essentially what we want to do is we want to take Afikim S4 scooter. So this is the branded ad group. This one is going to be specifically for the Afikim S4 scooter. And then we want to always use phrase match. Any search terms that are like this, that are related to this product. So another ad group would be this one, but this one only has 10, so probably not worth it. But any searches that are like related to this S4 scooter, we want to put in here. Just like that. And then save and continue. And then here for the final URL, this is where they land. So instead of putting the collection page, the category page of all the Afikim scooters, we would put the specific model in question. And here you would put Afikim S4 scooter. You put more headlines if you want. You specifically put images of the S4 scooter and so on. So this is the same thing as the other one, except it's specifically for the S4 scooter, and they're going to land on the S4 scooter page, not the branded one, if that makes sense. So that's search text ads. So one campaign per brand. Branded collection page. This means we're targeting all the Afikim scooters. Anyone who searches Afikim, we're going to send them to the category page, and then product specific ad groups. So for any products that have actually specific like high demand that are specific product, like this one, African S4 that has over 50. We want to make a specific ad group for those. Make evergreen copy. So when you're making your ad copy in there, don't just put stuff like Christmas sale or fall sale that you're gonna have to go change in 2 weeks because it will get old. Put things that like no sales tax, free shipping, lowest prices guaranteed, sale ending soon, that you'll be evergreen. You'll never have to go and change them. You can go and change them if you want to, but it's not like you're gonna have to every 2 weeks or it will ruin your ad. So display remarketing. So what you want to do here is you want to go into Google Ads, and then I recommend you make an audience for each brand. So what I mean by this is you want to go here, you want to create a audience in your ads website visitors. You're going to name this African site visitors. Then you're going to go visitors of a web page, refine action page URL contains African. And then you can pre-fill the segment from 30 days. So anyone who is on your website on an African page in the previous 30 days will show up. So after you have your audience made, you want to go back to campaigns. And you want to create another sales campaign, and you want to do display remarketing. And you're going to put African display remarketing. Again, same as before, so US. And then here, I recommend you go dynamic ads. So this means it's going to show, so only show that meet the brand name African. So it's not going to show different, it's not going to show e-wheels scooters to African customers who are on African pages. It's only going to show African products to people who are on African pages. But you have to do dynamic ads to do that. So yes, filter brand is, and then put the brand name. I recommend go maximize conversion value. Recommend a target ad spend of 1,000. $5 daily budget. Don't listen to any recommendations from them ever. Add targeting. So yes, we definitely want to add targeting here. This is the audience we just made. So browse your custom audience segments. Oh, not those. Who they are, how they interacted with your website. African. Yeah, so you just want to do the one you just did. So African 100-day website visitors. Then it will optimize targeting, will mean it will show to people who are outside of this audience, which we do not want. So make sure you turn that off. Then you're just going to use the same sort of copy as in the search text ads. I'm not going to go do this all, but same sort of thing in here. And then it will show any person who visits an African page on your website through a shopping ad or a search text ad will be put into your African audience. And then your African audience that you're created are going to be shown these display ads, which essentially go all over the YouTube, Gmail, websites, on Google. They go everywhere. So these are really good, but they're low conversion rate if they're cold, if they haven't been on your website before. So I recommend only doing these display ads as remarketing ads. Highly recommend you do that. That is display ads. So audience creation, create an audience for each brand. You can also create an audience for your whole website if you want to, and then remarket your whole website using the dynamic ads without the branded filter on. It might be better to do that when you're starting, but as you get going and you're spending more and you're getting more visitors, you want to have branded ones for sure. Ensure your product feed is on, as I said. And then KPI dashboard is very important. This can go over the various KPIs that I recommend tracking. So cost is the amount of money you spent. Impressions is how many people saw your ad. Clicks is how many times someone clicked your ad. Average CPC is the average cost per click. The click-through rate is the clicks divided by the impressions. So how many people saw your ad, how many clicked, the percentage of people who clicked it. The search absolute top impression share is for every time your campaign was eligible to show and it triggered, the percentage of the times you were shown in the very top spot. Search impression share is for every time your ad was eligible to show, how often you actually showed. Add to cart is self-explanatory, how often someone added to their cart. Begin checkout is when they actually put in their payment information. The conversion value is the amount of money you made in sales. Conversion value divided by cost is your return on ad spend. So for every dollar you spent on ads, how much did you get back in sales? You want this to be over 10. Your conversions is your purchases, and all conversions is your purchases plus adds to carts plus begin checkouts. So just to make sure your conversions are set up properly, this is explained in my free course and free community. You can go join that below. But you should have a begin checkout, a add to cart, and a feed for Google Shopping purchases. And all these can be set up in Symprocess. So once you have those set up properly, the way you do your KPI dashboard is go to modify columns, and then you can essentially just set it up using all. So everything that is here, you should be able to find here. So performance, you have clicks, cost, impressions, click-through rate, average CPC. Competitive metrics will have search absolute impression, top impression share, your impression share, and your conversions. Here we'll have conversions, all conversions, and if you want to make custom ones for add to cart and checkout, all you need to do is go here, go to column, go to conversions, go all conversions, and then put the source, conversion action, and then pick. So purchase, add to cart. So this one's add to cart, so I would click this one, and then it will only count add to carts, and then I can see all of that data in my home page, and I can see it on a campaign level, which campaigns are converting, which campaigns are doing well, how much they're costing. And essentially, as long as you're doing well, and if your absolute top impression share is low, so if this is only like 20% of your campaign is doing really well, you can then increase your bids, because you can essentially go all the way up till you're in the top spot every single time. But you just obviously want to make sure you're staying profitable as you're doing that. That's it for your KPI dashboard, the ones I recommend tracking. So hook your Symprocess up to Bing. You can import your campaigns right from Google to Bing. Facebook, I recommend essentially doing the same thing. You can set up dynamic remarketing, so you can make an audience of people who visit specific brands pages or your whole website and remarket the products. So if someone visits an Ecom scooter page, you can remarket Ecom scooters to people who visit those pages on Facebook. So the same thing as display remarketing, but on Facebook. So I recommend you do that on display remarketing. So if you want more, join my free course to go far more in depth there on exactly how to set this all up. But I'm just kind of going over the strategy and how to run it with you here. But that's all for this video. I greatly appreciate your support. I really dropped a ton of value today, thousands of dollars, ton of painful lessons myself to learn all this stuff. So I'd greatly appreciate your support. If you could hit subscribe below, like this video. If you have any questions or anything that I covered today, put them in the comment section, but please actually join the free course, go through the material there first. And if you still can't figure it out, message me there or you comment it below and I'll answer any and all questions that I can. But thank you for your support. Thank you for taking time out of your wonderful day to watch. This was module 7 on setting up your ads. So by now you should have done set up your business, picked your niche, found your suppliers, built your demo store, closed 5 suppliers, onboarded 5 suppliers, and now set up your ads for 5 suppliers. So that process that I said there was for one brand called Affikim. You want to do that for all the brands you have. So if you've closed 5 and you have 5 on your website, you want to do that process for all 5 brands that you have. And then today you're going to set up your Google, Bing, and Facebook accounts using the stuff in my free course. You're going to set up your negative keyword lists. You're going to set up your audience for each brand. You're going to set up your Google shopping ads. You're going to set up your Google search text ads. You're going to set up your KPI dashboard. You're going to import them all to Bing, and you're going to set up Facebook remarketing. But that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which is going to be on e-commerce SEO. I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.